my daughter can have only one mom. It's the only job that is irreplaceable. The scariest thing that I don't want to happen is my daughter have to face that alone. My goal is I would like to grow up with my daughter. I would like to be her bestie. I ว่านะ you ก็ I feel like, okay, this is like the language I use with my friends as well. But you are 5 years old. With my intuition, the word I would like to say it out loud is fuck off. It's good to like curse sometimes.
That's a good mantra to say once in a while, I think.
We won't let our kids exposed to roadblocks that soon.
That soon. So that's the key word.
So like my main philosophy, I think divided into 2 parts. First, I think I would like my daughter to feel really secure in her own skin. Yeah, and other thing is I would like her to see the world as one world. I want her to be a global citizen. Everything happens for a reason and it just have to happen. We are the parents for the first time as well. Forgive yourself sometime if you become the person that you don't want to be.
ปี 2025 Alpha Skill Summit ได้สร้างปรากฏการณ์
รู้จักแผ่นดินไหวจากไหน
ไปรู้จักมาตอนที่ไปเรียนภัยพิบัติที่ไอคอนสยาม
กลับมาอีกครั้ง Alpha Skill Summit and Expo 2026 งานเตรียมพร้อมลูกสู่อนาคตที่ใหญ่ที่สุดในประเทศไทย ครั้งนี้ชวนพ่อแม่สำรวจตัวเองกับงานที่ออกแบบให้ครอบครัวเป็นศูนย์กลาง เพื่อให้ทุกคนในบ้านได้เรียนรู้เติบโต และมีภูมิคุ้มกันในโลกยุคใหม่ กับ 3 วันเต็มที่จะได้พบกับกิจกรรมที่จะช่วยให้พ่อแม่และลูกเติบโตไปพร้อมกันแล้วพบกัน 8-10 พฤษภาคมนี้ที่ไอคอนสยาม Alpha Skill Summit and Expo 2026 Growing Together ครอบครัวเติบโตไปด้วยกัน เปิดจำหน่ายบัตรราคาพิเศษแล้ววันนี้ที่ ZIP Event
เฟื่องระดาสวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited about this because it's my very first interview in English and with the standard and with PBIC and community.
We are so honored.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Okay, thank you.
เฟื่องระดา well, let's start with your name first of all. เฟื่องระดา we all know who เฟื่องระดา is. This name has been in the industry for so long, right? For how many years?
Approximately, I think around 12 or 13 years in technology fields.
Right.
But in like media, I think almost 16 years.
16 years.
Yes.
Oh, that's a long time.
Yes.
Yeah, and we all are familiar with the name Philada, but that is not even your real name, right? Because actually I knew about this. And then I kind of forgot about this, and then I was reminded recently that actually that's not her real name.
Yes, it's my nickname.
Yeah.
But when you said it's not my real name, it's my real nickname, but not like my first name. But it's not ชื่อในวงการ no. It's my real nickname.
So Phương is your real nickname.
Yes.
Okay.
Phương Lada is my real nickname.
Okay.
My full name is Phương Lada Sarani Sengwan Reung.
Wow.
So people confused that I have middle name or what? Or I have like I'm married and I use like 2 surnames. No.
Yeah.
It's my name.
But that's kind of your like stage name, right? The name that you use in the content world, content creation world.
Yes.
Okay. So Phương Lada part is very interesting. Actually, it's from LDA, which stands for
Ladies of Digital Age.
And it kind of sums up what you do.
Okay, at first when I start doing online content, I use like my whole name Phương Lada, which spell like LADA, Phương Lada, like that. But then after I feel like I'm the lucky girl who got into like the technology field, I would like to clone my female army to do the content with me to spread the technology content to the world. So I try to find the name that can sounds like a little girly but not that girly because you know when I spell Lada, Lada is very old traditional name.
Right.
Yeah, but when I put it in like ตัวย่อ ตัวย่อพูดอะไรนะคะ
like
ภาษาอังกฤษ
acronym
okay
or
yeah like
Okay.
acronym yeah and I put the meaning in it just perfect ladies of digital age so
Right.
it just be the brand
yeah and it's become LDA which looks a lot like cooler I think
yeah
LDA.
I'm very proud of my name after
Yeah.
I rebrand it to LDA
Right.
yeah
Well, this is very exciting because we have done our homework of trying to search for your video, the video of you speaking English, but we have not found one.
Okay.
But this is you sitting in front of me and speaking English, like talking in English with me. This is very exciting, and
Yeah.
you're doing great.
thank you so much
All right, so well, we have found one of your videos from very back then. Actually, it was kind of like the very first video.
Yeah.
So I would like for you to take a look at these videos
Okay.
and react to it.
okay
Yeah.
sure
Okay. So let's have a look.
okay
ว่ากันด้วยเรื่องของ HD ย้ำนะคะ อ่านว่า HD ไม่ใช่ HD เพราะถ้า HD เนี่ยจะแปลว่าทำดี HD เป็นอย่าง แต่ถ้าเป็น HD High Definition
Sunrise
ก็อ่าน
come
เสียงว่า
down, as
HD
seen when they hit
HD
the ground. Children standing around.
I hate digital footprint I really hate digital footprint
Digital foot long อยู่ตลอดไป
yeah I just forgot about it sure I remember that but
Yeah.
I didn't expect anyone especially community to like get it
Well,
out
this kind of caught our eyes, our attention, because
Okay.
at least we have like one thing in common because you used to teach English online too, and that's what we are doing
yes
on this
yes,
channel.
yes we have
Yeah.
things in common yeah
Yeah. So, HD and HD, that's a very nice way to teach English. I
Yes,
think.
because back then I started doing like the technology content on television already, and
Yeah.
people always keep saying like head D,
Head D, yeah.
and I feel like okay, I'm as a เด็กอักษร I feel like
I can
no, I
understand
cannot
this.
stand this. I have to educate people to say HD, not head D. Head is อีสาน word.
Yeah. Oh, you're a Dek Aksan too.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, we
I'm
can
Dek
talk more
Aksan.
about that later.
Yeah.
Okay. But first of all, let's talk about your YouTube channel because, of course, this is one video that you made and put on your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And what started you? What made you wanted to start a YouTube channel on your own?
Okay. At first, it just like one of my hobby. I think back then when I was a teenager, I have a lot of energy. So
You still do, actually.
Thank you. But back then I have to do something,
Yeah.
I didn't like go to work for the company. I am a freelancer, and then I have free time in each day. So I try to like put my interest out onto like the YouTube channel. At first I started from something like this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
Yeah.
this is from 2014, like 11, 12 years ago.
Yeah. It's just very new back then. A YouTuber is not a career at all. Back then, it's just like the platform that we upload something to like present ourselves. Maybe, I just do that. I don't know. It
people
can become
do
the
it for
area.
fun, not for a career per se. Okay,
like
all right.
that.
So you started because it was fun for you, and you
Yeah.
had something to say. You had something to like teach people, right?
Yeah.
And that's how a lot of people started their channel,
Yes.
right? And then it had turned into a career,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
At which point did that happen?
Okay. After I do this English teaching, I do the cover song because I love singing very much.
Oh, okay.
Prior to becoming an MC, I was a singer before.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then it doesn't work either.
Okay.
It didn't work.
But I heard you was in the CU band, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I was
and
a
you used
singer.
to audition for.
Academy Fantasy.
Okay. All right.
Yes, like
okay.
that.
So you sing.
Yes, I
Sometimes
sing.
and tape that.
Yeah.
And put it online.
Yeah, and put
Okay.
it online. But like the tipping point is after I review the camera, because back then I'm just like other girls. I would like to have the beautiful picture on Instagram. So I studied about like camera for like 6 months because I want to put my money into the most valuable thing. So I research a lot and then I do the review because I believe that there are other girls like me who might want to find the information. So I put like what is the criteria that I use to like pick up that camera and it like become famous from that point and like
Right.
oh wow, but like in 2 weeks I think okay the first one is not that popular, but then like the camera brand saw my work and then they sent me another camera, so I like
Ooh.
do the review like
Free stuff.
yeah.
We love that, right?
That's a real passion to got the free stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, like that. And I didn't like rush to do it. I think I got the camera like for 3 months or maybe half a year. But I just, I have energy. So I just, okay, I will do this content, blah, blah. And in 2 weeks, I think like from 3,000 followers, it comes to like 20K.
Wow.
Yeah, and I thought, oh, what happened? Because back then I'm a very busy woman. I was still the new anchor. I was still a DJ, work on like offline,
Yeah.
industry, media industry. Yeah.
Okay. And at the time, what's the word like tech reviewer a thing yet? Like MKBHD, has he become like someone big
Yeah.
on YouTube yet? Or did you have any idea that, okay, this might actually become something that you can like make a career out of?
Actually, at first, no. I'm a very first person to start this. I think I'm the second wave of YouTuber in Thailand. But back then, like the first wave, I think there are like more entertaining way. Like, but mine is edutainment, kind of edutainment. And then I just do it out of passion for like a year after that clip become popular. I just like do like 3 months, 1 clip, blah blah.
Okay.
I didn't plan it to happen. But then after like a few clips, like 4 or 5 clips, there are other sponsors, like other camera brands approach me and then they ask whether if they can sponsor like me to create the content for them. I can see, okay, this can make money.
Yeah.
So I continue doing like the job for the MC, the TV host, and also like started to hire the team to help me propel this career on YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got a little bit and like a bit more and more serious about making this
Yes.
a real thing and
Yes.
create and try to make your channel bigger and bigger.
Yes, because before that, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. And I tried several things like fashion business, food business, supplement business. I tried startups as well. I tried a lot. But then I've got a chance to talk to like one of the startup founders fly from other countries, and he suggests me that I should do something that have an unfair advantage, which I think, okay, I have YouTube channel, I am in like media industry offline, so this can be my career and can be the company that I want to build. Yeah.
And the focus of like trying to make this a content for women, is that also a thing, or is
Yeah.
it also something that you want to
Yes.
make it different from other guys?
Yes, kind of, because when the things I tried a lot of I tried several types of contents as well, like we've discussed about, but like when it comes to technology, I think when it like comes from a girl like me, that I position myself as a novice. I don't know anything about technology before, but I studied and I like try to make it simple in girl aspect.
I see.
Like from the question I have for myself, and then I put out the content. I think it has a different flavor for people. So I think that might be like the strength of my channel. Yeah.
It's friendly and it's not as intimidating as some experts. So you did not position yourself as an expert who knows all.
Yeah.
But you were kind of like trying to find out about what your passionate about and
Yes.
what you want to like teach people who are watching your channel about like
Yes.
things that you can like educate yourself in order to choose and shop for things that might be right for you.
Yes, I
Yeah.
start from curiosity, not from like I'm a
Expertise.
yeah.
I see. Okay. All right. And tell us about the growth of the channel. So when you first started off, then what has changed into something that is bigger in probably the most unexpected way for you?
There's a lot of unexpected moves because I didn't plan it to be successful at all. Okay, I wanted to be successful,
course.
but you know, when you put heart into something, really passionate about it, the outcome is more than you can expect. Like after I started seriously doing the content for 3 months, 2 months actually, from like 30K fan page, I do it on Facebook and YouTube first, and from 30K it reached like 100K within 2 months.
Wow.
And I kind of, oh wow, this is something. So
That was fast, right?
yeah, that
very
was fast. And then I always motivate the team that if we do this, I kind of study a little bit about digital marketing, and I try to have some tricks, some strategies to grow the page, and it just okay, I'm right, I'm correct, and then
Okay.
I feel like wow, this can be something, and then when you got more audience, when you got more subscribers and followers, like the clients approach you more, and then it become a serious business. So you know, I graduated from Faculty of Arts, Dek
Yeah.
Aksar, nothing about business, nothing about technology.
Right.
I'm just a curious girl who want to do the content,
Yeah.
and it becomes a real business. So I kind of okay, go with the flow. Okay, it comes. I have to study more. I listen to podcasts about like business and administration and blah blah blah. I try to be a good boss. I try to like pull people who are good at like productions, good at content to help me form this thing. It's just like a tribe.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you have talked about building a team from the very start. So was that something that you kind of aim for also, building a team, growing as a company, not just like by yourself and
Yeah.
probably hire some freelancers, but
Yeah.
you want to build a company.
Yes.
You want to be a girl boss.
Yes.
Okay.
I did that. Yeah.
Yeah. So why are you passionate about building a company, not like working on your own?
I feel like okay at the very first place, I always say it like this. I don't want to be that famous, you know, but I just want to be famous enough to have a money.
Oh, okay.
To got someone to hire us. So like my main point, I want to like empower people because I feel like I'm always the lucky girl who got a good chance about career. So yeah, I've got into like the media industry, to the MC thingies. I've got to meet a lot of great people, to talk, to learn from them, to interview them, to go to like a good like seminar. So I kind of want to share this to all of the good people who are ambitious, as ambitious as me, and but maybe not that lucky as me to share what I had. Yeah, so I try to okay. I believe in underdog. I believe in like American dreams. I'm that kind of person. So
Okay.
I put all of my effort in there.
Cool. So who taught you, or how did you teach yourself how to be a good leader?
That's a good question. I studied a lot. Actually, I think all of my life, I am not that good in relationships for anyone, about anyone. I'm kind of a bit of soloist.
Okay.
And I like do things all by myself all the time. But when I started this company, I have the mission. That mission was like I believe that everyone can be the best version of themselves, and this mission like pull people who share the same beliefs to do this. And then I study the first thing first is like Simon Sinek. I studied like Start with Why from him, and yeah, he is a good teacher for leadership, like leader eat last, blah blah blah, something like that. I
Yeah.
try to study like day by day, and I've got a chance to know a lot of ผู้ใหญ่ในวงการ yeah
Right.
and so I consult them
I
yeah
see. So you read a lot of books. You asked around. You met with people and picked their brains, basically.
Yeah.
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 So learning by yourself, like teaching yourself how to be the kind of leader that you want to be. So did you see clearly the kind of leader that you wanted to be at the time, or you were just like, okay, I'm just gonna do this as I go along?
yeah okay I think the leadership style that I wanted to be changed. I think I would put it like this. Okay. At first, I'm not quite sure which leader I would like to be, but I just know that I would want to build a company that I want to work in, to work for. So, yeah. So I try to be that one who gives freedom to people, who empower, like each individual which has like different skills, different like talents to shine the brightest as they could and put like the effort together to create some work like that. But like after when the company grows so much, when we reach like 30 people plus I think it's time that I kind of confused about my leadership style as well.
Okay.
Because when you have to hold the responsibility of the company with that size, which I also hold the responsibility for the very first like employees, yeah, that I want them to have a good life. I want them to like reach another level of money, of wealth, blah blah. I kind of okay, I'm not quite sure anymore whether this leadership style, this way that I manage the company is the best way anymore for this size of company. So at that point I've got investor as well. That I've got them to help me because they are good at finance, good at business administration, good at like legal, which I don't have at all. But after they come, I kind of have the inner conflict about myself as well because my very first intention and like from my pure heart is another style. But when you want to scale as a company, it's a
Right.
different thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Things change.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to change with it.
Yeah.
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 Uh,
Looking backwards, I think it's kind of quite a wrong move maybe.
really.
Yeah, but it happens. Everything happens for a reason, and it just have to happen.
Right,
for me to
right.
learn. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Because you cannot always do the right thing. Because
Yeah.
even though you are sure that it's the right thing today, it might not turn out to be the right thing tomorrow
Yes.
or later on. So you kind of have to be ready to be on the wrong side for a change so you can learn and you can correct
Yes.
your way too.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a part of like growth.
Yeah.
And it's a part of life anyway.
Yeah.
Right. So, well, lately we kind of noticed that you're not as active as you used to be in terms of creating contents or like being in front of a camera. So, what happened? Or was that a contest decision that you made? That you want to do less of this and then give your time to probably something else?
There's several reasons behind it. So I stopped like being as active as before, almost like 2.5 years right now. Mainly because like after I have a daughter, I already like give my spot to other girls that I'm building. I'm be more like the management thingies. I do like the things in the back. Yeah. But after like this company doesn't give me like the happiness like I used to when we were starting, and it has come to like the point that this is not the company that I like anymore. And people feel that as well, like inside. Yeah, me as sound effect. And people feel that as well. And there are some endings of the company feel something like that as well. Internal thingies, which I think it's a hard thing for me as well to cope with this because I really love this company and it's like my first child. But back then as well, I have my real child, like the real child.
Yeah.
And I have to choose between the two for quite a bit because back then I feel like I'm the single founder. I don't have like other co-founder, and I kind of missed. I'm a miss everything. I do everything for the company, and and also like my kid as well. And I feel like I asked myself, okay, I already did my best for everything. There's just work and the kid. Just that, my life. No, not me, no friends, no health, no family, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I think it's time that I have to choose that, okay, I have to choose the mom role at that point because, yeah, it's the only job that is irreplaceable.
Right.
My daughter can have only one mom.
Yeah, and
But-
you have to do it yourself. You
Yes.
cannot just
Yes,
okay, raise my child for me. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I already did. I used to have like 2 nannies for just one child.
Okay.
I tried, I changed a lot after I have a daughter. I learned a lot because I am one of those like insane working woman. 95% of my life was about work. It's the thing I do well. But after I give birth to my beloved daughter, I really love her. But okay, I have this big company. I have 50 lives that I have to feed, and also the responsibility for the audience, for the clients, blah 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 blah. So I just put myself there. But then when I look back to my kid, back then she was like 2 years old. When things like I have to choose to make a big decision, it's a terrible tool, when
Yeah.
that age. And I saw she screamed a lot. She kind of feel like frustrated, and I don't know how to manage her. And I feel like this is bad already. This is not right. This is something like a wake-up call that I have to like, okay, not anymore. You cannot live this life anymore. This is like, going down to hell for sure.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, so you have to pick your priorities.
Yes.
And you have to step back from things that someone else can do for you or
Yeah.
take your place.
Yeah.
But something like a mom's role, you have to do by yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Something
Okay.
like that.
Yeah.
Thanks for summarizing it.
Right? So everything kind of changed when Philada became a mom. Right. Okay, we'll come back and talk more on that later.
Okay.
But for now, one word or more. This is a
Okay.
segment where we have a conversation with you and get to know you through your own words. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So let's start with one word that you say most often lately. What is that word?
I try to come up with some fancy words when we practice this, but
Okay.
with my intuition, the word I would like to say it out loud is fuck off.
Okay, there's got to be a story behind this. Okay, elaborate, please. Why?
Sorry for being rude, everyone. But it's just like this. I have always been that girl who wants to do everything so perfectly.
Okay.
I'm a perfectionist for real. I have to I think a lot. I plan it out. I would like everything to look neat and nicely. Do it my best. Do it best for everyone.
Yeah.
But at some point, at this point of my age, and with everything, I feel like, ช่างแม่ง just fuck it off.
Yeah.
You cannot please anyone. You can just like do it your best without like forgetting yourself as well. Because prior to this, I think the main reason that I have a confusion about
Okay.
myself is because I always try to please everyone else, think of everyone's best interest, but forget myself. So
I see.
Just follow.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, basically like fuck it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
it's good to like curse sometimes.
That's a good mantra to say once in a while, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, and I agree with you. We cannot please everybody.
Yes,
Yeah, and we should not try to.
Yes, and it feels so good, because when I was like 20 years old plus, not at this age. Now I'm almost 35. When I was younger, my mom would not allow me to curse. But this day when I curse, it feels so good.
So liberating.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Sorry, mom.
But this is new. Philada cursing on our channel. I'm loving this. Okay. How about one word your kid uses most often lately?
Oh,
How old is she now?
she's
5, 6?
5. She's turning 6 soon.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
turning 6 soon.
So it's a talkative age, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, she talks a lot, but
Okay.
yeah, not one single word, but okay. The thing that we love to do is cuddling and skinship. Yeah, we always
Okay.
do that. Yeah.
So have you noticed that there's a particular word that she uses most often?
Cannot think of one.
Okay.
Cannot think
She
of
just
one.
talks a lot.
Yes,
Uses a lot of words.
Yes, she's
Okay.
just like another like human being. She's
Yeah.
just like my girlfriend. Like yeah.
So she's picking up new words like a lot too, right?
Yes, I just heard she talk with her friends. They are in international school, right? And they talk like a group of friends. They talk. I wanna you go. I feel like okay, this is like the language I use with my friends as well. But you are 5 years old. You use this language. I ว่า you ทำอย่างนี้อะไรอย่างเงี้ย
Yeah, she's growing so fast, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. How about one word you're most obsessed with in 2026?
Okay. Live with your authenticity.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like the word that I've been focusing on since like
Okay.
last year.
All right. So live with your authenticity.
Yes.
Okay. Be your real self.
Yes,
Do not pretend.
yes.
Okay, that's a good word. How about one go-to English karaoke song? Because you mentioned you sing a lot. Do you still sing?
Yes,
Okay.
I just like brush off my singing self
Ooh.
again.
Okay. Are you
Yeah.
going on any show soon? Or
Maybe that might be like another passion like
Ah.
from now on.
จะเป็นหน้ากากอะไรสักหน้ากากหนึ่งหรือเปล่า
อุ๊ย
เร็วๆนี้
ก็ถ้าเวิร์กพอยได้เห็นก็เชิญไปหน่อยค่ะ
ยังซ้อมอยู่เสมอ
ยังซ้อมเสมอใช่ค่ะ
Okay, so what song would that be?
Um,
Like your go-to karaoke song? Or
part of your world would be like my most like
Ooh, okay.
confident song.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you big on like Disney princess?
Yes, I'm the Disney and musical girl. That the genres that I can sing the best. Yeah.
And is Ariel your most favorite one?
Yes, still.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. How about one strange English word you learned from Ragnarok? Because we have learned that you used to use like gaming to
Yeah.
improve your English.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
true?
Yeah,
Okay.
true. I learned a lot of vocabularies from Ragnarok because
Okay.
I have to like collect the items that drop out from the monsters that
Yeah.
I killed.
Uh-huh.
I learned a
So-
lot of words like
Uh-huh.
I remember like fluffy or shell like
Okay.
the item that it like the worm.
Okay.
What is the word?
Fluffy?
Yeah.
Is it
so-
fluffy?
Not sure. Like
นุ่มฟูอย่างนี้แหละฮะ
ใช่ค่ะ
fluffy.
ใช่ because the worm that's the monster that is a worm but it has the specific name start with F but I cannot remember because it's like almost 30 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
Right.
I'm not that
right.
old. Yeah.
Okay. But it's true that you can learn a lot and improve your English from playing games, right?
Yes, I think I become this. I can speak English because of the games. Because when I was younger, the only game that my mom allows me to play is about English. I used to play several games, not prior to Ragnarok, I play like some offline game as well. So
Okay.
I learned English from that.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you play games with your daughter too?
Not very much. I think she is too young to be exposed to like a real game. But I allow her to play like some education game as well, like mathematics, and
I
which
see.
she enjoys so much. Like the game that is about English
I
as
see.
well. Yeah, like
About like
reading
Roblox
eggs.
and stuff.
No.
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 Okay.
We have discussed to like other parents in our classes that we won't let our kids exposed to Roblox that soon. Yeah.
That soon. So that's
Yeah.
the key word.
Yeah.
Maybe later, but
Maybe later. I don't.
not at the age of 5 or 6.
Yeah. No. I
Okay.
think like maybe 8 or 9 plus.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So there's a time
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah. I
But
think
not
there's-
now.
Yeah. I think we cannot like force them to do or don't do something.
Yeah.
But at our best, we
Yeah,
don't give them the
ideally.
we, we don't give them the full device yet. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We've mentioned the you being เด็กอักษรจุฬา Yeah. So what did you love? What would be one thing that you love the most about being เด็กอักษร?
I think Akson teach me a lot about like humanity. We studied a lot of literature and we got a chance to like analyze the characters in all the literatures and movies and so on. So I think it allows me and my friends to like dive deep into each individual, that every person has different backgrounds, different like stories that make them today. So I feel like that's the foundation that is very important right now, especially in the age of AI, in the age of technology, when everything is run by technology. Understanding human is the most important thing, which I like it so much.
Yeah. And you're representing เด็กอักษร so beautifully.
Thank you. Not the
งง
part
ล
of
ง
fuck
ไปเลย
off. Okay.
Okay. How about one thing that you are one thing about the future that makes you most excited about?
I feel like we are in the time that what we saw in the movie is gonna happen in the real life for real. Like all the sci-fi movie, Doomsday, something like that. We're gonna witness that with our own eyes.
Wow.
Which I kind of feel half excited about it, half scared about it.
Yeah.
Because future
It could
really
actually be in our lifetime, not
Yes.
that far
Yes.
into the future.
yes.
Yeah.
For sure. In 5 years, I think like the world, how we perceive the world, how mankind would survive in this world would be totally different from now.
Yeah, that kind of worries me too sometimes because there are a lot of like bad news, a lot of awareness going on,
Yes.
and it could like potentially happen
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah.
And well, for some of the bad thing that's gonna happen, it might be too late to stop that from happening. That's the worst news, right?
Yes.
Because if we had known from a long time ago and we had done something to prevent some of the bad things
Yeah.
from happening,
Yeah.
we could have done that a long time ago, but
Sure.
it's too late now. Yeah.
Yeah, Pivik, like I'm the one who works like about like technology content, right? And I always like at the top of the age of like innovation and technology industry. Even if like in like the global scheme, they are surprised about the speed of technology as well. Like they didn't expect these to come this early. Me as well.
Yeah.
That's another reason when you ask why I stopped doing the technology content, because when the AI come, I have always been like the person who excited about like the positive side of technology that can help people. But when AI come, I feel like this is not, that angelic thingies for human anymore. This is something else. This is so scary, and it happens already. I'm kind of worried about like our life, our kids' life.
So yeah, that's the thing about the future, that it could be very scary and frightening if you think about it. So let's talk about the other kind of future
Yeah.
that is more hopeful, I think. Your children, like the children is the future of the world, and it. Well, maybe we cannot control their future, but we can try our best to give them the best possible future that they could have in like years to come. Do you have any kind of like parenting philosophy that you believe in so much, or you kind of try to stick to, and you truly believe that this is the way for this new kind or new generation of children nowadays, because we cannot use the same old methods of parenting or raising children from the past for the kid of this generation anymore, right?
Yeah, no, not anymore. Not what our parents taught us. The world changed so much. We cannot apply the same rules, the same law to them, or else you're gonna have a real gap between your children. So like my main philosophy, I think divided into two parts. First, I think I would like my daughter to feel really secure in her own skin, to trust herself, to trust her intuition, to trust the voice within. Because I think it's very, very important for the next generation that we have to be grounded in our own, truth. Because social media, globalization, every distraction would try to like pull us out from ourselves. And if we don't have that anchor to ground us, I think we're gonna have like some mental problems and also like lose direction in life, which already happened to a lot of people recently. Like we work on social media, we have a lot of FOMO, a lot of things like that. I think she has to be prepared in this, which I feel like with this she can be like resilient to the constant changing world. So she can be sure that what she thinks, what she feels is really matter and is really her truth. Yeah. And it's just like surfing through life, like a real surf. When you go on surf, you have to stay firm, control how you like take action on your body, but you cannot control the waves. That's the real thing that I think I want to teach my daughter to be like that. Yeah. And other thing is I would like her to see the world as one world. I want her to be a global citizen, not just okay, you are Thai. For sure, she has to learn like the Thai manner, things that Thai people do, Thai culture, Thai languages. But I feel like in the future that there's like, if you focus only on Thailand, you scope your future.
What are you afraid of the most? Because, well, I once talked to one of my friends, and what she said was she knows that this world can be very intimidating. It could be very dangerous. She's not afraid of all that. But what she's most afraid of is that one day her kid and she and her kid is gonna have like a big fallout because they cannot communicate anymore.
Yeah.
So she was looking forward in a very bad way to the day that they would have that one big fight that would break them apart.
Yeah.
That's what she said. And I can totally understand that even though I had no kids. But that's the thing with the family. We used to be so close.
Yeah.
And then one day things happen that
Yeah.
kind of break us apart.
Yeah.
Are you afraid of that?
Sure, I share the same thoughts as your friend.
Yeah.
Because I believe that things change, people change, the world change for sure. But the scariest thing that I don't want to happen is my daughter have to face that alone because I have some old mindset that cannot go with her. It's a different truth, right? Yeah, so I try to like be really open-minded to things. Yeah.
Do you think that's hard or easy to do? Because it could like everybody has like this big talk. I'll be open-minded. I'll be like friend with my kids. But
Yeah.
when reality hits,
Yeah.
it's not that easy to do at all.
Yes. I would say it like this. If you do it with yourself first, like me, what I swear, like the
Yeah.
things I change about like myself recently in this past 2 or 3 years, I think if you allow yourself to do that as well, you will allow your kid to do that. You will be open-minded, more open-minded for
Wow.
them. Yeah.
That's nice. So be open-minded with yourself first.
Yes.
So you can pass it on to your kids as well.
Yes, unlearn anything that you've been taught that is not aligned with the reality right now or your real self right now. Just unlearn it and undone it and rewire the system.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's not easy at all. It's some things is like imprinted in our nervous system. We have to like be mindful, take a slow transformation, and we'll be able to gradually change.
Yeah. Have you guys had one real mother-daughter fight yet?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah.
And what kind of things do you fight over? Or about?
I would say it like this. We fought a lot like before I changed.
Okay.
It's a hard lesson for me as well when I transform. I would say like my daughter is the key person and a major tipping point of how I transform myself in these 2 or 3 years because previously I fought a lot with her because my dad is a very strict person. My mom is strict as well, but in other aspect. But I'm not allowed to play to be silly. You have to be like
do
good
things
grades.
outside the box?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. I can think outside the box, but I have to like be disciplined.
I
Blah
see.
blah blah.
Okay.
And I kind of I fought with my daughter sometimes with that nervous system imprinted, inner child that
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to do this when I was at your age. How dare you do this? It's just like my subconscious
Right.
say it out loud, which I really regret doing that. So I kind of no, not anymore. I don't want to be like painful.
Right.
Like
Like once you hear yourself saying it out loud or even think it out loud,
Yes.
you don't want that for your kids and for yourself
Yes.
too.
Yes, yes. So I kind of I changed my role because in Asia culture, I think people feel like parents have to be this level and kids have to be under control.
Right.
But I changed now. I kind of my goal is I would like to grow up with my daughter. I would like to be her bestie, to share everything with her, to like do anything that you want. I try to be the example for her right now as well that you have freedom of choices. You can do anything that you want. You have the right to say something if you don't feel like it's good for you or
Yeah.
blah blah. I try to listen to her more and our relationship really changed. We don't fight a lot anymore, but the first 2 or 3 years, yes, but not anymore.
Yeah. I really like that, how you say that you want to grow with your daughter.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people might be like, okay, I'm a grown up now. That means I'm done with my growing up. So I'm at the peak of my wisdom. I know everything and you have to listen to me.
Yeah.
So when you do that, how can we not fight, right?
Yeah.
That's gonna happen for sure.
Sure.
Yeah. That's a very good philosophy on your part. And the good news is you will get to continue this kind of conversation about raising kids, about parenting in this cool event that's gonna happen
Yeah.
by the standard. It's called Alpha Skills Summit 2026, which is going to take place this coming May, like 8 to 10th of May this year. And what are you going to be doing in this event?
I'm gonna be one of the hosts on the session Resilience with อาจารย์ต้น Yeah, and we're gonna do something quite different from normal panel discussion. Yeah, I'm gonna be a mom. A mom, not a perfect mom, a mom which has questions, a mom which has worries, a mom which have to heal her inner child as well in order to be a better mom for her daughter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the sessions, that
Wow.
session.
Yeah. And this is not the first time. It's not the first year for the standard to have this kind of event. So we have got some experience. We've got some work that we have done with a lot of parents, with a lot of experts, of course. And actually, it's not just parents and experts get together and talk behind the kids' back because the kids would be a big part of this event as well. So it's gonna have a lot of learning for parents and a lot of play space for the kids as well, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Very
gonna be
interesting event.
it's gonna be fun, I think.
Yeah.
So think of it as spending a weekend together in a family. I think that would be the best idea of how to spend Saturday and Sunday, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So and you're gonna be talking and learning as well in this event too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Anything that you want to share right now with parents who are watching the show?
I think we are all learning as a parents. We are the parents for the first time as well, and don't expect to be perfect at the very first point. Forgive yourself sometime if you become the person that you don't want to be, but you can begin again every day. So keep be kind to yourself first, so you can be kind to your kid, and you're gonna raise a good children for
Wow.
sure.
That is so good. Yeah. I want to ask you about your most favorite words. Of course, you're on this show, comedy. Comedy ของเฟื่องระดาคือคำว่าอะไรครับ
Can it be long?
Yes, it could be long, it could be a quote, it could be more than one word.
Yeah, okay. My favorite phrase that I talked to myself recently is if you leave being afraid to disappoint everyone, you will end up disappointing yourself. Yes,
Okay.
my word.
Yeah.
Quite long. I try to ask Gemini and ChatGPT to have like some cool shorter word, but it not resonate with me. Yeah.
All right. I agree. That's a great word to live by. Yeah. And thank you so much for coming and having a nice long conversation with me in English. And well, I want you to come and visit us again in the future too.
Thank you so much. I feel really fluent talking to you. Thank you,
You
for
are very
being
fluent.
Thank
yeah.
you so
It's
much.
a fun talk. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you ค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ